All right. Yeah, that was amazing. I hope you all are feeling the spirit shift within you as well at home tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, I'm your host, Christian Ivanko. This is our first Our Band Show episode of 2024, and what a way to bring in the new year. Allow me to welcome to the show for the first time this evening, King in Yellow. Fellas, how are you doing?
Fantastic.
Absolutely
Very
wonderful.
good. Hi, Christian.
What's up, guys? Yeah, so you guys just crushed it. I'm sure you already know that. The audience definitely knows that. The chat is running wild. It's very sunny in the chat, even though we had a rainy day today here in the Hudson Valley.
Yeah, let's see that sunshine, baby.
The chat is filled with sunshine and positive words. We have yays, woos, and more music abound comments dropping. So the audience is clearly here for it, and so are we. So, guys, King in Yellow, as I hinted at in my opening crawl here tonight, I've known your music career for quite some time. I've played many shows with you in various styles of music across different band names in multiple locations in this beautiful Hudson Valley of ours. And we don't need to cover all that. There's a great back catalog you guys can go and find online. But what I do want to know is, how you guys got to where we are today. It's old bandmates coming together once again for a new sound. So why don't you tell everyone tonight a little bit about the King in Yellow origin story, if you will.
I'll go first.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very nice of you.
Yeah, Kyle.
He's special.
Goodness gracious. Well, a couple years back, me and Turtle started playing again. Me and Nick started playing music again together. And he said, "Hey, Kyle, I've got all these ideas. I can't stop writing." And I'm like, I love it. Heck yeah. And we started working on the first couple of ideas together. We're like, we got to make a band with this. And this was probably 2020?
Yeah. Yeah, it was when we were wearing masks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then as soon as we got out of that, we hit the ground running, trying to find people to play with.
And it took forever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it took a little
so
bit.
long.
But then we eventually ended up with Garen.
Yeah, I kept trying to message Kyle, but he had me blocked on Instagram.
I was messaging you, but you didn't answer me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was messaging Garen on Facebook.
We have so much. We have a lot of band drama.
Yeah. That's all that.
But yeah, we always loved playing with Garen, and he just gets us. He gets our writing. He gets the idea. And as soon as he heard the first couple songs that we demoed, he's like, "Yeah, let's do it." And then we found Mickey, who's a close friend of all of ours that we've known for how long now? 10 years?
12.
Since high school, yeah, just after high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And Mickey was looking to play in a band, and we love Mickey. He has such good energy, and he's like a little ray of sunshine.
Yeah, Nick sent me demos probably a year and a half before I got breakfast with Kyle.
Yeah.
And I asked you if you want to play bass, and you were like, nah.
I was like, no, I don't play the bass.
Yeah,
but I
straight
can try
up.
it.
I was like, okay.
Yeah, this was all of Nick's doing. Nick was the mastermind. You were the mastermind behind it.
And that just shows that anything is possible.
Yeah, exactly.
So believe in
I
yourself.
couldn't have done it without Kyle, Yeah.
I love you.
Love you. Thank you.
And Kyle was not kidding. Nick has a library of riffs, just riffs on riffs on riffs.
All right. Let's talk about something else. Going on the spot now.
I would like to talk about, it's hard being in a band with people, and you guys, at one point or another, a majority of you have been in multiple bands together. So what has it been like to kind of make that relationship work and clearly continue to thrive and blossom into more beautiful music, this time in the shape of King in Yellow? But over the years, there's been so many great songs, so many great bands you've been a part of. Talk to me about that relationship.
I just feel like we get each other. Yeah, not to sound corny, but that's just the truth, you know what I mean? When I was writing ideas before I even knew Garen was going to play drums, I was writing songs as if Garen was playing drums because I was just used to that,
And we absolutely, we love each other, and I feel like that's a good place to start at. As corny as it is.
It's really corny.
Dude, this is so beautiful.
We have it's also I think we get along really well because we have a lot of band drama, and so the way that we deal with it is we just kind of make each other play music until we feel better. But normally we just band drama a lot.
So it's the age-old tale of the art will help us cope.
Yeah.
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 Gotcha. I love that. So you guys were kind of hinting at the songwriting process there a little bit. You guys had loosely said that Nick has his bag of riffs and you guys just pull from them, and everyone, I assume, puts their own sort of touch on it, and then somewhere along the line we have a song. But can you talk a little in more detail about sort of how you guys pull from that bag of riffs to create a song?
It's kind of starts. Me and Nick sends all of us the riff, and we all try to like turn it into something more than just a riff. Like I'll add like another part to it.
I'll like anxiously throw riffs together and then they make it sound good.
We have a really disorganized Google Drive.
Yeah,
It's
I
like-
just move it around all the time too.
Yeah.
It's like I get like bored and I'm like, oh, I feel like I need to be productive. So
And then sometimes we'll just get together and start playing a riff, and then if it clicks, we'll do another riff after that, and then it's a song.
It's grown into like all of us just bringing ideas into practice and being like, are sending it to us the week before and be like, how do we feel about this?
So what we're hearing really then, and correct me if I'm misspeaking here, but from what you're telling me, it seems like this is a true collaboration from all four of you.
yeah.
Awesome. So let's start with Nick, the riff doctor, if I may.
He's the
What
Dr. Dre of the
informs,
band.
like, because if it's starting with you, you're kind of setting the tone. So where are you coming from? Is there any musical influences you pull from? Is there a style that you kind of said, hey, when we're going to do King and Yellow, I've never been in a band like this or that? Or talk to me about that. What's your approach?
Well, in our last band, I know that we were pulling a lot of influence from like Joy Division, and then like pretty much when I was writing riffs, Kyle like made me a playlist of like a bunch of new wave, like The Cure and Echo and the Bunnymen and like stuff like that. And so I just like listened to it and I just started writing a bunch of songs like that. So like Spirit Shift, I originally wrote like a Cure song and then we ended up just putting like distortion on it. So I don't know. I just kind of like I'll listen to something and then I really like it and then I'll just come up with an idea, or sometimes I'll just sit there and I'll just like play guitar and just come up with so many ideas, like all like it just comes to me, and then I'll just lose it for like a year.
So then how do you decide which riff gets turned into a King and Yellow song and which riff maybe gets, left aside or
To
pushed
be
for later?
completely honest with you, I send Kyle every single riff that I ever write, even if it sounds absolutely terrible. And then he kind of decides what we end up doing with it. But
I take a listen and I'm like,
Dude, sometimes
we can find something within this, and like I feel like it's like a checks and balances type situation.
Cool. So Kyle, you get the riffs and you're sorting through them. The ones that you see potential in, what speaks out to you about those riffs?
What speaks out to me is I just like Nick's got a really good ear for like an earworm type riff.
He's a jingle man.
He's a literal like
He
jingle
really
man.
does.
Like,
Well, thank you.
but if I hear a riff and I immediately can like picture the rest of the song, I'm like, oh, we got to start working on this, and I'll put it into my computer and I'll start like adding stuff to it, like a drum beat, a guitar line, another bass line, and maybe like scratch vocals, and then I'll send it to the group, and I'll see what they think about it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Cool. So Garen, when you get a song that's starting to take shape, where do you go with it?
My job is to make sure that the Kyle doesn't start on 1, 3, 5, or 7.
Yeah.
Because he's an acoustic guitar boy at heart, and we love that. But I hate it.
I'm sorry.
This is the drama I'm alluding to. So that happens, and then like a lot of times we just gotta like come up with little weird stuff in songs to make them kind of more fun, because like I call our band like punk rock. I don't know what it is, but something like that. And they're usually pretty simple and straightforward. So you have to like put little nuggets in for yourself to kind of keep your pace and your place in the space. I planned that. No, I didn't.
You said Nick was a jingle man.
So I like to come up with weird little ideas where I'm just like, hey, let's do something stupid here just because we can and it's fun and
To make it sound on purpose.
yeah,
That
make
was
it
from
like
Garen.
yeah.
Yeah, I like that. It changed how I wrote.
Yeah, so Mickey, I mean, you're a part of the low end, holding down
I
the
am, yes.
the sound. Why don't you
Yes,
talk to me
yes.
about your approach when you finally get to put your touch on this beautiful King and Yellow songs we're going to be listening to tonight.
So Nick sends full songs. They're not just like riff clips. Like he'll send full songs, and we know when it's going to be a good one when like all the riffs are really cohesive with one another. But I'll pretty much write a bass line for everything that he sends. They probably don't hear half of them, but and a lot of the times that starts off sounding like lead guitar. And then I kind of have to work my way back into being like below everything because I just want to play like a melody on the bass, which doesn't sound great.
Just go for it.
Yeah, well, it happens sometimes. It's in there. I didn't take all of it out.
You heard it first. 2024. There's a bass sweep part coming in a King and Yellow song.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say you do play a fairly melodic bass, though. And there's a lot of texture throughout the set.
Sorry to interrupt. Mickey literally like started playing bass for this band, and I think that's absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like he just like rips it. Like
Thank you.
Yeah.
I really wanted to just match Kyle with the lead on it, but I was like, nope,
It's
I
the
gotta.
most impressive thing.
And
I am impressed. Wow.
I
Thank
think
you.
I think we can all agree once again that just shows that if you apply yourself
Put your
and if
mind
you
to
really
it.
try, you can do anything.
Finally
So just
applied myself.
Take that away. You get from this.
It's like
That's-
an episode of Reading Rainbow in here.
And now, Mickey, I know in the past you've been a vocalist in a band.
Yes. Yeah.
And I know you do some vocals throughout the set tonight.
A little bit.
So how did that come to be? How do you go? Because your sound is very unique, and I want to talk a little bit about how you might describe your sound to an audience member who maybe is just hearing about you for the first time tonight. But so I feel like the vocals, as they always are in any song, they need to be handled very delicately. But I feel like that's almost, exemplified to the max with this type of sound, because at times it's so adrenaline pumping and aggressive, and other times it's so light and airy. I'm almost sitting here like, do I not have a track up? Because I'm almost like, that's super intentional and it's beautiful. But you have to, I believe, as a songwriter myself, be so delicate with your approach to vocals. So let's start with Mickey, and then we'll move to Kyle, because I'm really curious how you guys tackle this.
I definitely just feel more comfortable. Like I would consider myself a vocalist first, and I kind of just picked up the guitar because I wanted to play in a band with them. And it's been so long since we played music together. But I feel like I need to like kind of dial it back. I really just want to compliment Kyle's vocals. So, I don't want to step on any toes.
I got no
But it's-
toes to step on.
Definitely where I feel the most comfortable, I'd say.
Yeah, no, I've been loving everything I've been hearing so far. So Kyle, the wordsmith, and amongst many other talents, talk to me, man. Let's peel back the curtain. Those great VHS behind the music docs about all those dead bands that we grew up listening to. Like, let's do that here.
Oh yeah. Tell them about the thing.
No, don't tell me.
Don't tell them about the thing. All right. Sorry.
Interview 2, that's the hook. We'll uncover it in a little bit.
Just talking about like my writing process.
Yeah, man, your approach.
I for the longest time, my writing process and my approach to music was always like things that I've felt and things that I've experienced. And with this, I wanted to try something different. And with this, I tried to write things that were more abstract. I tried doing things where there's a song where I wrote in nothing but garden path sentences, which is like a sentence that is supposed to be wrong, but it's grammatically correct, but it sounds wrong when it comes out of your mouth. Where it's like dried ground rain destroying, or like stuff like that. And I wanted to like just kind of play with the music and the vocals, and I wanted to be like, what if I talk here? What if this whole song I'm just like a low mumble? And I wanted it to be a little something a little different than what I've been used to for the longest time, because I wrote acoustic songs forever. I wrote like all the pity party like ballad stuff, and yeah, it was time for something new.
Yeah, no, that's just that little snippet of poetry you gave us right there was absolutely beautiful. So I'm sure everyone at home knows that they are at this point in store for a treat. If you've been watching on Instagram, we thank you so much for coming over to the YouTube channel. We're going to kick it exclusively on YouTube for the rest of this evening. And if you guys like what you're hearing, please like, comment, subscribe, share this with a friend. I mean, 24 and counting right now on the live stream. So many supportive comments, people cheering you guys on, and just dropping sun emojis. And if you want to support the band, drop a sun emoji and follow them on all their socials.
My son.
Well, the sun, as in the thing we all orbit around. Just to clarify. Thank you.
Well, that's up for
Round up,
debate,
sorry.
Christian. Okay. Let's not bring our politics into this.
Fair enough. True. That's the last thing we want to do. So, guys, thank you if you're supporting us. This is the first episode of 2024 here on Our Band Show, and we are absolutely thrilled that so many of you are choosing to spend your Saturday evening with us. It really means the world, and we hope that you'll subscribe and check out our amazing slate of local talent that we have booked for you this entire year. So, with that said, we know all that stuff, and there's going to be plenty more to talk about in the second interview. I want to talk about some specific musical influences. I want to take some questions from the chat. So if you guys have a question for us, drop them, and we might just read it on the stream. But before we do that, this next song I absolutely love. So Kyle, can you tell us a little bit about the first song we're about to hear in this batch of music coming up?
Absolutely. We just put it out on January 6th. It's called The Chelsea at Night. It's one of my favorite, just getting pumped up songs in the set. But I originally wrote it as a story about Sid and Nancy, because they famously, Nancy Spungen famously died in the Chelsea Hotel. And then it turned into a bigger critique on the poverty and inequality and capitalist society we live in. And I just took all of the Sid and Nancy stuff out of it. And now it's this, I don't know, statement about how I feel about rich people.
This was actually one of the demos that Nick sent me way back when, a year before I joined the band. Yeah, this was one of the first ones.
Oh, crud. I know the exact demo you're talking about.
It's a good one.
Yeah,
Cool. So we're in for a real treat, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, live on Our Band Show, we're happy to present King and Yellow with Chelsea at Night. Take it away, fellas.